but I'll open the questioning with one about the, I guess, one of the core issues that you've addressed in your speech, which is the need to address inflation at its source. And I think it's only reasonable to point out that in your speech you didn't mention some of those sources. For instance, the war in Ukraine, gas prices up around the world, OPEC cutting output of oil and therefore pushing up prices, central banks arguably too slow to prepare for that inflation rise that we've seen around the world, not just in Australia. And I think as a fifth factor, should I mention 8.6 billion in spending in the coalition budget in March on things like tax offsets and household assistance, which could have added to prices. So isn't it a little bit unfair to expect a single budget from a new government to stop all of that at once?
Yeah, look, I did make the point, David, and I made this several times in the speech, and I was very conscious of making this point, that we're facing real challenges here in Australia, as every government is around the world, and we haven't seen inflationary pressures like this for a long, long time. And there's many Australians who haven't seen it before. So we're very cognizant of that. But the nature of government is not whether you can avoid some of those headwinds. You get headwinds in government. It's how you respond to them. And what surprised me most about this budget is that you haven't got a budget with reducing deficits. You've got one with increasing deficits. It's a long while since we've had a treasurer say, actually, I'm going to make the deficits worse over the coming few years. Now, in an inflationary environment, that's the exact opposite of what you need to do. And the point here is not that it's an easy environment. We haven't had an easy environment in this country for a number of years. We dealt with a very difficult environment in that last couple of years in government. The point here is that there's no comprehensive plan to deal with it. Almost to the point where the Treasurer is much more comfortable giving forecasts, making commentary, mostly about doom and gloom, rather than telling us what the plan is. And that's the missed opportunity. It's the missed opportunity to respond to the challenges, not to prevent them. No one can. They're real.